Hi, I'm Isaac from Isaac Builds Things, and today I'm going to show you how I built this desk for my little studio. But first, I'll show you the old one. So this is my dartboard and filming wall where I film lots of my YouTube videos, and this is where the magic used to happen, all the editing and music recording, etc, etc. So needed a bit of a glow up because I got these big new monitors, and so I decided to finally build a desk. So first up, I found a design that I quite liked on the internet and pretty much copied it, or at least copied the concept, figured out what size I wanted, and then started drawing it up in AutoCAD. So I was actually going to put a drawer underneath this for the MIDI controller, but I ended up wanting the space for my legs underneath, so I decided against that. Now I'm drawing the side elevation, so getting all the measurements to get these angles right for the legs. That was the most complicated part of the build, but pretty simple with AutoCAD. Now I'm throwing on some dimensions, and those triangles at the bottom of the legs are just to help me get the length of the leg so I can actually build it, and then I'm planning out how I'm actually going to cut out the pieces that I need. So we've got the plan sorted, and now we're going to start on the top. So I've got this 25mm thick MDF with an oak veneer on it for the desktop, for the bottom and the top layer of the top, and then I'm going to use that black MDF laminate in the sides for the legs. So let's go ahead and start ripping this up. So I use a track saw for breaking down my sheets of MDF and plywood, and it works for me. I've got a nice dust extractor hooked up to the roof. It's actually just a cheap vacuum cleaner with a nice long hose, and cutting all the angles and square cuts to get all the pieces to size. And then for the legs, I'm using this square with an angle on it to figure out the 30 and 33 degree angles for the legs, and then giving everything a little sand up. Cue the sanding montage. Also, if you're interested, I make most of my own backing tracks, so this was one of the first pieces of music that I made in the new studio setup. Next up, we've got the pocket holes. I'm putting this all together with a pocket hole jig because it's real simple and will be pretty easy to pull apart in the future, and the screws will be hidden, so it will look nice in my studio. Now we've got to line up the legs together, so it's a cross pattern, so I'm just measuring the gap in between, which I figured out with my dimensions in my drawing, and then squaring up the bottom so that the legs actually sit flush on the ground, and clamp it up, check again, and then we'll screw it together with 4 screws. These ones you can see if you look closely at the bottom of the desk, so I'm using black screws that will merge in with the black laminate, or the charcoal laminate. Next up, pull it all into the garage where I'm going to assemble it. This process would be easier with 2 people, but it's definitely doable with 1 person. You just got to be a little bit careful that you don't drop anything and wreck it. Now I just got to clear out all of the stuff from the room so I can reset it. I'm moving the studio space from by the window, so it's not getting as much sun on it during the day. So I'm setting up these little thin plywood frames for the bed sheets that I'm going to put up, so that the ugly garage wall doesn't look like an ugly garage wall, and it just looks like an ugly garage wall with sheets on it, which is hopefully better on film. Then I figured out that the desk was very heavy, so I didn't fully assemble it over there and decided to assemble it in the corner. Now all that's left to do is set it up, and at this point I got pretty excited. And here's the final setup, so I'm pretty happy with it. It's probably never going to look this clean again, but overall I'm stoked with how it went, and even though I had to use MDF because that's what I had, I'm still pretty happy with it. So hope you enjoyed this video. Check out my other videos for build videos and tool reviews. Otherwise, I will see you next time.